Folks, I've got some really good news for you. After literal years of fighting, some real positive moves have been made with regards to Starbucks unionization. I've taken issues with the way things have been approached with regards to the Starbucks union because it's been a very like individualistic store by store kind of deal. The leadership at Starbucks has been consistently engaging in flagrant violations of workers' rights, like to the point where like it is only wealth and power that protects them. People getting blatantly fired for unionized, like incredibly obvious and straightforward stuff. But of course, there are two legal systems for us and for them, and you know they win out in that trade. There have been issues with how Starbucks has been approaching its unionization. I think that an effort to approach it as like a broad, almost sectoral union would have been preferable. Can you imagine a baristas union? You realize a baristas union would be more powerful than the Pope, right? A baristas union in the United States, where it seems approximately 30% of all people below the age of 40 are baristas. Are you kidding me? It would be insanely strong. But, you know, you get what you get, I suppose. Anyway, after all of this fuss and fighting, it looks like we're about to get some real talk. Starbucks begin talks with Workers United Union to discuss bargaining agreements and union organizing. There's actually a statement right here from the Starbucks Stories and News site where they, I don't know, make press statements or whatever else. In December, we shared a letter with Workers United expressing our sincere desire to work together with the goal of completing bargaining and contract ratification in 2024 for stores that have chosen to be represented by Workers United. See, this is the issue. It should just be everyone, you know? Like, I think it's difficult because you need to get so many people on board, but eventually you kind of codify the union into Starbucks. That should be one of the things they fight for, by the way, that by signing up and working for Starbucks, you become a part of the union. Since Laxman became CEO, he spent time in our stores listening to and learning from partners, blah, 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 blah. Become clear, deeply committed, blah, 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 blah. I want to let you know we have reached an important milestone. We have agreed with Workers United that we will begin discussions on a foundational framework designed to achieve collective bargaining agreements, including a fair process for organizing and the resolution of some outstanding litigation. A lot of work ahead, da-da-da-da-da. And then there was the official statement that was put out, which where they talked about what they're looking to talk about and resolve. Resolution of litigation between the union and the company, litigation related to the partner benefits announced in May 2022, and the use of the Starbucks brand. That, by the way, is what Starbucks has been getting boycotted for. When people say Starbucks supports genocide, what they mean is they have no idea what's going on. But the thing that actually like prompted that incident was the Starbucks union supporting Palestine and calling for an end to the genocide with their like logo and imagery, and Starbucks telling them not to do that because it was their logo and their imagery, not Starbucks giving money to Israel. But that was the, you know, that was the issue there. Anyway, this is actually a huge, huge deal, including credit card tipping, partner benefits, credit card tipping. Starbucks commits $1 billion fiscal year 2022, uplifts Star Partners employees and the store experience. You know you're going to get treated like shit if they treat you like if they call you like partner, family member, or whatever else rather than employee, you know? Where's this credit card tipping stuff? Previously announced, moving all U.S. store partners to $15 an hour floor this summer, effective August 1st. Raises, tenured partners. I guess we'll see as they talk it out further. Usually more of a bad sign if it's a corp than just a mom and pop shop. Oh yeah, well, mom and pop shops do their own fucked up shit, yeah, but if it's like 3 people working there and they're like, oh, we're all friends here, like it's a little bit less sinister. You know, it's a little bit less sinister than if you have like a gigantic megacorp as large as Starbucks, where they're like, yeah, no, we're actually all partners together in this. You know, we're all equal partners. We're all here together. Introduction of credit card, debit card tipping by late 2022. I'm sorry, I don't really go to Starbucks. Can somebody tell me, do they not have credit card tipping at Starbucks? Don't they just have the regular machines where you tap with your card and then a little thingy says like, do you want to pay this % for the drink or whatever? Do they not have that? That's everywhere now. Who the f tips via credit card? What? Who carries cash? You do the tap thing. In Poland, they don't. I don't care about Poland. I'm seeing weirdly little media coverage. Ah, this is not a paywall. That's good to know. Weirdly little media coverage about this. This is what we've always wanted, said Michelle Eisen, a Starbucks barista who's been with the company since 2010. Wow. and works at the Buffalo outlet that was the first to vote to go union back in 2021. A joint announcement released by Starbucks and the Workers' Union, the Baristas Union that is part of the SEIU, the company agreed to begin discussions on a foundational framework. Dun, 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 dun. The somewhat operatic language, discussions on a foundational framework, raised some questions about whether this was just more delay to a first contract. But the prospect has learned that Starbucks has affirmatively agreed to bargaining with workers and their reps to craft a master contract that applies to all unionized outlets, to be augmented if necessary by add-on contracts. This could be huge. How many employees does Starbucks have? Like a lot, right? 402,000 employees, nearly 500,000. Good Lord. Yeah, some of you guys were off by like a factor of 10 right there. Biggest service union in history? By the way, Vosh, with card tipping, my tips went up by $50 on average a month. No, it's not surprising. It's pretty convenient too. Yeah. There are more Starbucks employees than there are American communists. Probably true, yeah. This is like a full-on article, not like not just some stupid procedural press release blurb. Unions are more popular today than they've been in 60 years. Over the past 2 years, 90% of thousands of university student employees who have participated in unionization elections have voted to go union. I suspect we may see a similar rate at hundreds or perhaps thousands more Starbucks outlets now that the company has said it will work towards a master agreement. Yeah, the fact that the company is openly working with the union now is probably going to inspire many more stores to unionize. That's a ridiculously high support rate. Yeah, it's pretty great. It's going to be increasingly difficult, I think, for them to hold back the tide now. How many Starbucks places have unionized? How many Starbucks locations have unionized? We're now up to 360 Starbucks stores, but that only covers about 8,000 workers out of nearly 400,000. This is what I mean about the power of sectoral unions, you know? It is really, really, really difficult to do it like store by store by store by store by store. One of the main things they should be pushing for is a default union. If you enter into Starbucks, if you sign the employment contract, you know, you get added to the union. Last Starbucks I went to had no tip option, paying with card, only cash tip jar. Bullshit. That is bullshit. That's unlikely to be part of a first contract. Yeah, probably yes. If the first contract would be, you know, fought for over only 8,000 workers and their respective interests, that's like, you know, this is what, like 2% of the total number of workers? I doubt Starbucks would hand over the remaining 98%. But it could lead to a chain effect where more and more stores unionize when they see the benefits the unionized stores get. One of the shitty things I'd heard Starbucks has done in the past is that if a store unionized, the workers would lose some of the benefits for healthcare and stuff. Yes! No. They've done illegal anti-union shit for decades and decades. During this recent wave of unionization, they've literally been like, we're so excited to have this location here with this store with these employees. Unfortunately, due to how unions are, if you guys unionize, I don't know if we'll be able to keep this store up, you know? I don't know, Like, it's blatantly illegal. A clear violation of workers' rights, but they get away with it. The NLRB has literally found to this effect. This was just a few months ago. Starbucks violated federal labor laws by withholding pay hikes from unionized workers. Vosh, how do you respond to people saying unionization is bad because companies will just automate away the jobs rather than pay employees? That's the opposite of the truth. Tons of places are automating their shit, and they're doing it in places without unionized employees. And also, if you're in a big union, you can protect your workers from stuff like that. It's the opposite of that. The being in the union allows you to protect your own and fight the selective unionization, whereas not being in a union means they can just effortlessly fire you and replace you. It's so cool how CEOs can ruin people's lives by violating labor laws, firing people, withholding people's benefits, and the most that they get in response due to the corporate structure of the business that they lead is like a tiny fine or an NLRB ruling or some minor slap in the wrist, you know? They trample on the lives of so many people and face so few consequences in return. I wouldn't worry quite as much about automation for Starbucks anyway. One of the reasons why Starbucks, apart from the labor violations, has generally been an okay place to work at is because people know that one of the reasons you go to Starbucks is because you like the baristas. Starbucks generally has young, attractive, pleasant baristas. They put effort into training them and providing them like amenities that make them, you know, relatively nice to deal with. It's not like you go to Tim Hortons or Dunkin' or whatever else and you can get a coffee, okay, but like they're just there behind the register. Whereas if you go to a Starbucks, you know, you usually have some like cute college student who's sweet talking you as they take your order or whatever. They sure work us like robots, Lamau. I'm not defending the corporation here. I'm just saying that you guys are more protected from automation than, say, for example, grocery store checkout counters. What's happened with self-checkout there, you know? Is that really the point? Yeah, of course. A big part of going to Starbucks or any other coffee shop that has like a nice, pleasant, barista or multiple baristas is the pleasantry or the pleasantness of engaging with somebody else in that way. Most businesses that you go to these days, you don't even talk to the people there, you know, like at all. You go to most grocery stores, restaurants, whatever, like it's all factory line shit. You go in there, you spend your money, you get your product. It's very inhuman. Starbucks tends to be pretty nice. Nice coffee shops tend to be pretty nice. We think of baristas as like a class of people that you expect to have a pleasant engagement with. And I think that's nice because I think customer service should first and foremost be about having a pleasant human experience. Everyone needs to be well compensated for that work, of course. Trader Joe's is like that too. Yep, they do pre-hiring interviews to make sure that you're of a good mind and friendly and pleasant and stuff. I don't think it's going to keep down with fun. Starbucks feels like a place that sells good coffee, except for the serving of nice coffee. Starbucks coffee is fine. There are definitely like local coffee places you can go to get better coffee, but even if you're just getting very basic Starbucks coffee or a cappuccino or whatever else, it's fine. Like it's not Starbucks. When compared to like a good coffee place is a lot better than like McDonald's when compared to a nice restaurant, if that makes sense. Like in terms of like the gap in quality, it's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. No, I got you, Skynet. Well, that's because you shouldn't get the things that have syrup, Pubcat. Fucking the socially acceptable American adult milkshakes, the 8,000 calorie, 10 squirts of caramel, chocolate sauce, this, that, the other. Just get a black coffee. I always just get cappuccinos, you know. I'm not doing my like hard American masculinity bullshit of like, yeah, black coffee. No, f that. Nice cappuccino, walk around. Yeah, hell yeah. Love cappuccinos. Though, obviously, I'm in Seattle. I'm not going to a Starbucks. Seattle is lousy with high-quality coffee shops. It's one of the coffee capitals of the world. I'd be insane to go to Starbucks here, even though it is headquartered here. Seattle has the first one, though? Yeah, but it's still Starbucks. The first Starbucks is over in Pike Place, yeah, but, like, Starbucks... There are so many better coffee places in Seattle. We get such good coffee up here. You got a favorite coffee shop? Yeah, but I'm not ruining it by telling you guys where it is. Sorry, it's exclusive.